Have you ever noticed that the harder someone tries to control their anxiety, the more anxious they become? It's almost cruel, as if the mind intentionally rebels. And the wild part is, most of the suffering doesn't come from life or problems or the world itself. It comes from interpretation. Epictetus used to say that the mind can turn a shadow into a monster. And if you're honest with yourself, you know he was right. Here's a truth most people don't like hearing. You're not suffering because of what happened. You're suffering because of what you think might happen. That's why so many people live tired and mentally drained, trying every quick fix to calm down. They jump from distraction to motivation to escapism, but nothing works until they learn how to talk to their own mind. And believe me, that path is far simpler than it seems. The real shift doesn't happen when you eliminate worry. It happens when you understand why worry is born, how it grows, and how to dissolve it before it takes control. Once you do, everything changes. Your body softens, your focus returns, your mind breathes again. Today, I want to walk you through the 9 Stoic ideas that changed my life the most. Stay with me until the end, and you'll realize the problem was never anxiety itself. Tip number 1. It's not the event, it's the story you're telling. Epictetus taught that anxiety isn't created by life. It's created by the story the mind tells about life. 2 people can stand under the same storm. One curses the rain, the other plants seeds. The event is neutral. Interpretation decides everything. And once you understand this, you see that worry isn't born from circumstances. It's born from the narrative you unconsciously write. I remember receiving a simple criticism once, nothing major, just a sideways comment about a project. But inside, I turned into a hurricane. My mind transformed a harmless opinion into a personal threat. Days later, I realized it was just an opinion, not a sentence, not an attack, just someone noticing something like commenting on the weather, and that shift changes everything. When someone realizes the mind is the true author of the drama, they begin to breathe differently. Instead of reacting instantly, they ask, what story am I telling myself right now? That question turns on the light in a dark room. And right when that clarity appears, another pattern shows up, the suffering we create before anything actually happens. Tip number 2, you suffer twice, before and during. Epictetus used to say humans suffer twice, once in imagination, once in reality. The mind creates a phantom pain that often hurts more than the event itself. It's like paying interest on a loan you never took. When you see this clearly, you realize how much unnecessary weight you carry. Anyone who's waited for test results, an interview, or an exam knows this well. I've spent days imagining the worst, only to discover, when the moment arrived, that everything was fine. But the emotional fatigue had already drained me. The mind had played an entire horror movie for no reason. And when this pattern becomes obvious, the future loses some of its threat. You notice that most suffering happens in the before, not the during. And that realization leads to a deeper question. Why are we trying to control things that were never in our hands? Tip number 3, control your focus, not the universe. He said anxiety is born from trying to control what cannot be controlled. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. The mind confuses responsibility with omnipotence, believing it must predict and manage everything. I've been there. Trying to control every detail of a project left me irritated, tired, and overwhelmed. Until one day, I wrote 2 simple lists: what depends on me, and what doesn't. Seeing it on paper was oddly therapeutic. My mind finally understood it didn't have to carry the entire universe. When someone focuses only on what they can do, life becomes lighter. Energy returns, clarity grows, and that opens the door to a new discovery. We're wasting energy forming opinions about things that don't matter at all. Tip number 4, you don't need an opinion about everything. Epictetus reminded people that the mind is not a public trash can. Yet most people fill it with news, gossip, drama, scandals, online fights, things that drain peace and add zero value. Reacting to everything is exhausting. Sometimes silence is self-care. I've lived seasons where I consumed information nonstop. Politics, crises, celebrity drama, all swirling in my head, until I realized my attention was fragmented and my calm evaporating. Once I started filtering what deserved space, the mental weight dropped almost instantly. And when someone learns to protect their mental space, something beautiful happens. There's room to breathe, think, create, and this creates the perfect foundation for the next truth. Movement heals what stillness amplifies. Tip number 5, move your body, move your mind. Epictetus also used to say, worry loves an idle mind. The more still you are, the louder anxiety becomes. Movement, even small movement, reorganizes thoughts. It's not magic, it's biology. I remember a day when my mind felt like a tight knot. Thinking harder made it worse. So I got up and walked, no headphones, no destination. And slowly, everything inside me settled. Thoughts fell back into place, like dust settling when you stop shaking the box. Whoever understands this discovers a powerful ally, the body. When the body moves, the mind finds rhythm again. And that awareness reveals something deeper, that many of our coping mechanisms are actually escapes. Tip number 6, break the cycle of mental babysitters. He said that when the mind is chaotic, people don't look for peace, they look for anesthesia. Social media, food, impulse shopping, overworking, dopamine shortcuts. These escapes feel comforting at first, but they charge a heavy price later. I've done that, scrolling endlessly hoping the anxiety would fade. But the more I escaped, the worse I felt. It's like turning off the alarm while the fire keeps burning. Once someone sees this cycle clearly, they realize they don't need to run from the mind, they need to walk with it. And that understanding opens space for something more nourishing. Hobbies that heal instead of numb. Tip number 7, find a hobby that heals you. He said an overloaded mind is like an overheated engine. It needs cool air, not more pressure. Hobbies do exactly that. They activate different parts of the brain and create mental space that anxiety can't fill. I've had days where playing terrible guitar, cooking slowly, or writing privately did more for me than any complex technique. Hobbies don't demand skill, they demand presence. And when someone finds a hobby that heals, something shifts inside them. But then comes the fear that stops most people, the fear of looking foolish. Tip number 8, be willing to look foolish while you learn. The fear of looking foolish is a thief of opportunity. No one starts as a masterpiece, every artist begins as a sketch. My first public project was terrible. Bad lighting, shaky voice, awkward delivery. But it was the doorway to everything that came after. Skill is born exactly in those embarrassing beginnings. When someone accepts the bad beginner phase, anxiety loses power. And that prepares the mind for the deepest lesson of all. Peace isn't found by escaping life, but by returning to yourself. Tip number 9, retreat into yourself, not away from life. True peace isn't found in travel, silence, or isolation. It's found within. External refuges break, inner refuges sustain. I tried running from my own mind, changing environments, disconnecting from everything, but the restlessness followed me, until I tried something simple. Sitting for 5 minutes, breathing deeply, and asking, what actually depends on me right now? That question cuts anxiety at the root. It separates reality from imagination. And when that clarity appears, everything changes. At the end of the day, none of this is theory, it's practice. Anxiety doesn't vanish overnight, but it transforms when you transform how you relate to your own mind. So let me ask you, what will you do with this? Will you keep suffering twice? Or will you finally choose a lighter, clearer way of living? Think about the last few weeks. How many times did you suffer before the problem existed? How many times did you try to control the uncontrollable? How many times did you run from your mind instead of listening to it? This is your moment to shift everything. Which of these 9 ideas will you practice first? Tell me in the comments. Your answer might help someone else who's struggling. And if this video helped you in any way, subscribe, hit the notifications, and keep learning with me. There's a whole universe inside you waiting to open. Keep walking with me into the Innerverse.